Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time that you're tuning in, thank you guys so much for joining. Make sure you hit that subscribe button right there, also that notification bell. If this is not the first time that you're tuning in, thank you guys so much for coming back to our Unhinged channel and following our journey as we try to conceive baby number 1. Today guys, I wanted to talk about a quick little vlog, or maybe not so quick, but it will be our 2-year of us trying to conceive journey. So we'll talk about things that we've done in the last 2 years, some things that we might have changed, and also some things that we're hoping for in 2020 as the year comes upon us. So let's get started. And if I'm a little nasally, it's because I'm kind of getting over a cold, but I'll do the best I can to kind of make sure that doesn't go into the film. But so some things that we did in the last 2 years, I have been documenting my channel for I think since June. So about 6 months I've been doing my journey of us trying to conceive. It's hard to like come on and do a vlog every single day. There's so much that you can talk about. So I'll try to do the best that I can to kind of fill you in of some things that we have done. So as you guys know, I was diagnosed with PCOS almost about, I think it was about a year ago. Yeah, it was about a year ago. Or since March. So yeah, it's about 9 to a year since I have been diagnosed with PCOS. I also, my husband, he actually got his sperm checked, and we have found out that he was actually kind of surprising, but he has his specimen clumps, so it's not the most easy fluid going specimen to get to where it needs to go. If you want to actually go check that out of what our results were, I'll link it up right here or here. One of these two is going to be up here. So you can go check out the video of us talking about his results. So I have PCOS. He has not some fluid going swimmers, and some things that we have tried in the last 2 years. So with PCOS, they always say put you on metformin because people with PCOS usually are insulin resistant. And so they put you on metformin, which is supposed to help you be able to control that. So when I got first diagnosed with PCOS, they put me on 500 milligrams of metformin. When I went back to my doctor a couple months ago, they actually upped my dosage to 1,000 milligrams. So right now I'm actually on 1,000 milligrams once a day of metformin. I take that at nighttime because if you don't take it at nighttime, you get a lot of stomach issues, so like intestinal issues. And so if you take it at like right before you go to bed, you sleep through most of your symptoms or your side effects. So I do that like right before I go to bed. I am also on a prenatal, and it is just the Target brand Simply Balanced prenatal. I also have a prescription for prenatals itself, but I had a lot of leftover of the Target brand. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to use the Target brand until I run out, and then I'll fill my prescription again. My insurance covers a lot of it, so it's actually pretty cheap. I take OPKs, and so what OPKs are ovulation predictor kits, and what you do is you pee in a cup, and you dip it in there for about 10 seconds, and you want to have 2 solid dark lines to let you know that you're ovulating and it's time to baby dance, to try to catch it in time. I have tried also OvuSense, and if you guys can see this, so here's the box of OvuSense. Try this. So OvuSense, if you can see the little figure, I don't have the figure right now, it's locked away, But that figure, what you do is before you go to bed, you insert it in your hoo-ha, and in nighttime it reads your temperature. So if your temperature drops, that means you're ovulating, and as it starts to rise, you want it to drop and then rise. And so the higher the number it keeps going and past your 2-week weight could be, indicate that you're pregnant. So OvuSense is supposed to be 99 more effective for people with PCOS. I tried it for about 2 months. I liked it. It was not difficult to use. At first it was a little bit uncomfortable, but once you have it inserted correctly, you couldn't even really tell. The reason why I haven't really used it right now is because my periods are all over the place. So you don't want to be on your period when you use it. And if you don't get a period, there's really no point of using it. So I've been waiting to use it again when my period starts. And then after I get done with it, then I can see like when I'm going to be ovulating. So I plan on using this because it's actually very user-friendly. You have an application on your phone, and what you do is after you take it out in the morning, you put it up to the NFC reader, and it tells you what your temperature is, and it actually puts it on a graph for you. So it's very user-friendly. If you have not tried it and you have PCOS, I would definitely recommend this. I am not sponsored, just something that I've tried before. Some other things that we've tried is Pre-Seed. So Pre-Seed is a sperm-friendly lubricant. What I do is, so it recommends 2 milliliters or 2, here I'll show you guys. Whoops. So it comes with about 9 of these syringes. And these are clean, I just took it out of the thing, and I don't have any dirty ones because I don't keep those. So, it's recommended to do the 2 right here, about 2 grams of it. And I have found that a lot goes a long way. The very first time that I used it, I put it in and it was way, way, way too much. So I use about 1 gram of it, and I feel like that's the magic number. So you put it in right before you're about to baby dance, and when your husband does his business, it's supposed to mimic your cervical mucus, and so it's easier to get to your egg or your golden gate or whatever you call it, and so that's how you conceive a baby. So we've tried this several times. That is actually my 3rd bottle, and I probably will continue to use it in 2020 because I actually really like it. Not that we've ever used lubricants before, but just to have a little extra support is really nice to have. So those are some of the things that we have tried in 2019. Some other things. So my husband and I both have tried maca root. So maca root is supposed to help with your sexual reproduction system. And so with the males, what it does is supposed to increase your sperm count as well as the motility. And with women, it's supposed to balance your hormones. So it comes in like several different types. So it comes in a powder form, comes in a capsule form, and it comes in tincture form. And I believe it actually comes in a lotion as well. We have tried 3 different types. We've tried the powder, the tinctures, and the capsules. What we have found out, I like the tinctures. It does not taste really well, but what I like to do is do 2 drops of it in water, and then I will take like juice after to like chase it down. And you do that once a day. And then my husband, he has tried both, and all 3, and he actually prefers the capsule form. So he takes it with his medications every single night. And I'll do a vlog on it later on about how it went, what some symptoms we had, if we would recommend it. But we have definitely tried maca root. And I don't know if we're going to try it in 2020. I personally want to. I'm going to say we'll probably will try it again in 2020, just continue on it. Because the biggest thing, like what I would regret of what we have done in the past, or me personally, is I try something for 30 days and then I give it up. And I feel like it's not long enough. So if I stick with something for a little bit longer, I feel like I might have better results with it. So I'm planning on sticking on the maca route after 2020 or with 2020 and see how it goes, but we never know. So with 2 years of trying to conceive baby number one, it's been very hard. If you are trying to conceive with your husband or your spouse, I don't know if you guys are like us, but it's hard for a relationship. Not that like we're not meant to be or anything like that, but when you're trying to conceive, you want something so much, and when it's not happening, you start thinking like, what's wrong with me, what's wrong with you, kind of thing. And it's not really good for a relationship. Now if it has made you grow closer, that is awesome. But so with me and my husband, we have to work at it every day to make sure that it's not the only thing that we're thinking about, because it's been a topic of where we have a lot of arguments. And on my side, the reason why I feel like we argue a lot with it is I don't feel like I'm on the same page at times with my husband. I went through all my doctor's appointments alone. Not that he doesn't want to, but his job, it's kind of hard to get off time to go to doctor's appointments, and which we'll talk about in a little bit. But he will be able to go to my fertility doctors with me and making sure that he goes to those. But I didn't really necessarily felt that he understood what PCOS meant and things like that. So it was really hard to have a conversation when my husband would tell me just relax, and that, if you guys have been trying, is not easy to relax. It doesn't just go away. But I feel like we're on the same page now. As the year 2019 gets closer to end, we have actually sat down and had a conversation about like what PCOS means and like what it looks like. And I am very confident that we are on the same page now. But in the last 2 years, it was huge arguments for us. I had cried a lot in the last 2 years. I probably will cry in 2020 as well. It's very emotional to go through, even if, like, I came on here to do this channel because I felt alone, and when I was going on YouTube, I wanted to document, like, our journey of what it was like to conceive our baby number one, and even though you have this huge, like, surroundings of you, like other channels, you still feel technically alone, and I wanted to document to not feel alone. And there's times where I don't feel alone, and then I felt very alone, and it's emotional, and it's a really great support system that you have. You can go and watch a bunch of YouTube videos of other women that have struggled, or other couples that have struggled, and it helps you get by. A lot of the ones that I've seen, they have actually conceived not just one kid, maybe even two or more. And so it's hopeful. It's hopeful to be able to have this database that you can sit down and watch videos of other couples who have struggled and were able to conceive their babies. And so as though it's been emotional, it's also been very hopeful. And in 2020, my plan is to stay hopeful. With the last 2 years, because of how emotional I've been and kind of depressing, I haven't actually really wanted to work out as much. And my health-wise, I've actually gained some weight because of it. And so 2020, I will be focusing on going back to the gym. Excuse me, guys. Going back to the gym 4 days a week to just do some cardio and get my health back to the way it needs to be. And hopefully, fingers crossed, that will actually help us a lot. As well as in January 14th, we have our very first RE appointment, or reproductive endocrinologist appointment. So I'm really excited for that. My husband is excited for it. So we are counting down the days. We have a little bit more than 2 weeks to go, and we will see what some new things that we try. I personally want to try letrozole, which is Femera, because I've done Clomid before in the past, and that is another thing that we've tried, guys, is Clomid. And then there's a couple of videos beforehand where I've talked about my experience on Clomid, so you can definitely check out our very first video of our TTC journey. I do talk about that a lot in there. But I want to try Femera because it's supposed to help with people with PCOS, so I'm hoping, fingers crossed, in that first appointment, that is something they can fill for us so we can try. And I also want to try the trigger shot because I don't feel like I'm ovulating, and so the trigger shot forces you to ovulate. It gets your ovaries nice and plump from Femera and juicy, and then the trigger shots releases them within 48 hours. So it's a shot, and 48 hours you ovulate, and it would be time to baby dance. So I really want to try those and see how it goes. I will be documenting or keeping track of how much it costs, because we are in a state that is not mandated for insurance to cover fertility treatments or infertility treatments. So we will be self-paying customers. So I'm going to document, keep all my receipts, and possibly do a video of how much it costs to be able to conceive our baby number one. Even if we have to go down the route of IVF and IUI, I will keep all of that and do vlogs about it. So you guys can have that information as well. But I wanted to come on here, guys, and give you a little bit of an update of our 2-year of trying to conceive baby number one, how it's went, and what some things that we're looking forward in 2020. We're going to stay hopeful. We're going to get back into it, and we'll stay into it and conceive that baby number one, so then we can start documenting pregnancy and motherhood and be able to look back one day and see what it took to conceive our baby number one, that it's all worth it at the end. No matter how much that you go through, every one of you guys, it is worth it to be able to conceive your baby. At the end of the day, you will have your little baby of joy, or a little bundle of joy in your hands at the end of the day. So fingers crossed, 2020 is what it's looking like. We will conceive in 2020, and I will see you guys later next time. Bye, guys.